everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today, this Earth Hour 2021. We are having an amazing journey where we as young people are talking about our vision of living in harmony with nature. And for this vision, we are having critical conversations under the tree of life. I'm Swetha Bhashyam, and with my co-host Prisca here from the Global Youth Biodiversity Network, we are talking to key personalities and individuals from different sectors and different parts of the globe. And we are talking to them about this vision of ours and our Youth Manifesto for nature and how we can make it a reality.
So for our next conversation, we want to use music to inspire all of you, and we'll be talking to an amazing musician, Rocky Dawuni from Ghana. Rocky is a Grammy-nominated musician and UN Goodwill ambassador. Thank you so much, Rocky, for joining the youth today for another exciting conversation under the Tree of Life.
Thank you very much. It's exciting, and then also what is even more exciting is that I traveled to the northern part of Ghana where I come from. Traditionally, my older brother is the chief there, and through my foundation, we have been very focused there actually on trying to inspire a lot of young people to to change their consciousness when it comes to the environment, because we're seeing that eroding over time, and that has found its way into the current group of leadership that we have, where issues that are to be focused on the environment, although there's a lot of lip service paid to it, but there's not a lot that happens on the ground. And when it comes to people's responsibility to, we see that there's so many things that need to be done in that space in order to bring people back, to let people understand that, living in harmony with nature will be the way forward. So in the next few days, after the events that I'm doing here, I'm also going to be engaging some of the schools to have conversations on this same topic. So in the gist, I'm just very glad that we are all meeting right now under the Tree of Life, coming to you right from Northern Ghana.
Thanks so much for that, Rocky. And yes, for all the people watching us, do stay on till the end of the interview, because Rocky has some exciting music that he's going to share with us. He's going to strum his, sing a little bit of one of the most recent song that he's just launched on Beautiful People. So do stay on till the end of the interview to hear him give us an exclusive on that as well. So to get right onto our conversation under the Tree of Life, our first question to you, as a musician, we are very inquisitive to know what actually gives you butterflies when you think about nature.
Oh, when I think about nature, it's just this source of inspiration and life. As a creative person, when I go into a place which is filled with the wonders of nature, is filled with birds, is filled with life, it's blossoming with, biodiverse environment of different species of trees. It serves as a means for me to also understand how big of a world that we're connected to. That although we are individuals, we're connected to this incredible big network of intelligence that is permeating every aspect of and manifesting every aspect of nature. And for me, that humbles me at the same time to empowers me, because my music, whenever I'm making music, I try to draw inspiration from different aspects. As a musician, when I walk through nature, I hear songs. The way the waterfall falls into the water, the song of the birds, the swaying of the trees, that's melody to me, and all of it for me is like we're part of this magnificence, and this magnificence is part of us. And I feel it's like the greatest miracle of life, recognizing that we are part of this incredible, expanse. And we need to honor that uniqueness and preserve it so that it can continue to serve us. And that means finding ways to live in harmony.
Yeah, your music is a very powerful instrument for positive change. And we're going to share a photo of you in nature, and would like you to just give a little bit of an explanation about, what you like about that photo.
Well, this photograph, it's about me. I have this incredible piece of land close to this town called Koforidia in the it's mountainous valley of Ghana. And every time I go to this river that runs into through the land. And I sometimes go there to sit down and meditate. So this photo you're seeing is me just right close to the water, and then having the opportunity to sometimes immerse myself in the river water and letting the flow of the river, just flow over me. And then I have also been doing a lot of, excuse me, advocacy along the river to stop people from throwing trash into the river, so trying to keep the water clean and, advising the people too who live, alongside that, the most important thing is to keep the source of water pure and clean. So, this photo you see me is just me interacting and being in that space. But at the same time too, it's been a staging grounds for me, for my advocacy too on nature, to see that, this is a grand thing to embrace. But at the same time too, it requires great responsibility. And that responsibility is what we're trying to ignite among people so that they live in harmony with nature.
Yeah, thank you so much. And speaking of advocacy and great responsibility, like you mentioned, given the state of the world today, can you shine a light on what frustrates you the most about our social and ecological crisis?
What frustrates me is really the lack of awareness of people, not even leadership, but ordinary people everywhere. A lot of them have the information, but in terms of when it comes to implementation and action, it's lacking. Recently, I had to battle a few people close to me who, close to where I'm building this project, who, came with saws, and there were some trees that they said were close to some electric poles. They came and literally, one day I had traveled, they came and cut all the trees that they felt one day will interfere with the line, the electric power line. And these were amazing trees that were alone. So I got into a heated conversation, argument with them, trying to tell them that a tree that has grown for a long time, instead of you rising to your responsibility of trimming, working every day to trim the tree so that the tree don't get to the power line, you decide to cut it, and you're not giving that reverence to know that this took a lot of energy, a lot of generations to grow. And for me, seeing these bulldozers, and when people are building, the first thing they think about is getting rid of the natural vegetation, lack of respect for existing forests, lack of respect for the existing biodiversity, and figuring out ways to even build and, kind of the whole, I feel like, we have, in the quest for development and also the search for, the mentality of the market-driven economies, we have lost the importance of taking into consideration the preservation of the natural world as part of this ideology. And I think that has found its way into the way people too, on the ordinary people too, in everyday life to the value that they give to the trees and forest. And I think that for me, that is what frustrates me, is in terms of people on the ground and people in communities not jumping on the importance of leading that charge towards restoration and conservation. And I feel that is also the area where there is the need for much more increased advocacy and drawing attention to not only the leaders, but individuals on the ground, but also the communities as to their responsibility to make sure that their environments are kept intact so that it can be able to support future communities. So my problem and my frustration stems from the inaction and apathy of individuals. And I think that is what also get upstreamed to the inaction and apathy of leadership. And it will take a movement both from young people who are going to be the inheritors of this inaction to now redouble their efforts. And we are all part of really trying to ignite this energy and the immediacy of action. And I feel that with, this frustration turns into inspiration for me. And it makes me want to work very hard and also connect with all of you too, so that we can really, redouble our efforts to bring that consciousness in a wider sense to change the ways that things are being done, and ultimately, hopefully, be able to usher in a new consciousness of bringing everybody together to work in harmony with nature.
I think, many of us do share a lot of these, frustrations that you have, and lack of respect for biodiversity, for nature is something we keep hearing a lot about. And, from the kind of conversations that we have with people about all these issues, about us needing to change the way we treat nature, what kind of response have you been getting from people? Is this something that they're willing to change, or we're still stuck in our old ways?
Oh, there's a lot of, potential change leaders. And that's why for me, I believe that, it's, I'm filled with hope and inspiration and optimism, because I have also seen the other side of people too, who are ready, young people who are jumping into the positions of leadership, young people who are taking over the mantle. And then when you go to the communities where these things are happening, I make sure I sit down with them, my whole thing is that, after that engagement, I really recognize the importance of, ramping up the educational aspect of conscientizing people about the environment. And then with my foundation, to one idea that we're nurturing right now is also trying to design a leadership and also environmental curriculum that would be deployed in the various schools, especially starting with Ghana, that will focus on conscientizing people about the environment, and just literally ramping up this whole advocacy aspect, because I feel that people need to wake up. As much as there is a lot of information going on, there's a lot of youthful voices rising to lead this push. We also need to be able to inspire policymakers and also put this into schools so that people can be taught and educated about education. Environmental and nature-based education should be a core part of training new leaders, and I think that these experiences are all things that have, brought the reality to me that, it's not really a matter of us, posting great videos, about nature. It's not really a matter of us have fancy conferences about it. It's a matter of us being able to reach the individual who is in his community, to be aware that his role is to preserve and also conserve, the nature that is around him, and become part of the solution. Until we're able to get there, it will be a top-heavy initiative where we implement all these ideas, but the people on the ground that need to own this whole idea and this whole consciousness they will be left out. So we need a lot more effort in igniting local and community voices. And of course, the youth are the tip of this spear to push this whole idea forward.
I think you really struck a very strong chord there. And this is something we as young people are also pushing, including in the manifesto. It is really transforming our education system. And this is what we want to do. We want everybody to do globally. So yeah, it's really great to hear that, you are also inspired and you're thinking about the education in the same lines as us. But before we take this conversation further, I wanted to just remind our viewers that they should stay tuned till the end of this interview because we will all be enchanted by Rocky playing one of his amazing songs. So do stay on. Now, what I wanted to ask you next is related to something which is one of the core problems that we see in the world. It is now clearer than ever that even with the IBES report stating it, that the relationship between the ecological and the climate crisis is actually linked with the underlying inequality that has shaped our economy and society today. And thus, having equality and equity for people and nature is actually one of the 12 priorities that we have in our manifesto. My question to you is, do you think equity and inclusion are needed to ensure our future in harmony with nature? What is your take about equity and with respect to even human rights? And do we really need inequality, equity and inclusion to be a core part of a change that is needed in the world so that we can live in harmony with nature?
Yes, I mean, the only way forward for humanity is for us to now start to implement and include a much more bigger idea of inclusion and being able to recognize that until we are able to shore up and support and create equality and even out this inequality by empowering also dispossessed communities, dispossessed indigenous communities, and having them also partake in the prosperity that comes from this vision of sustainability and renewing the world, we are going to go in circles and come back to start all over again. So a model that will include everybody and also empower the poor and needy and dispossessed will be the only way and the only sustainable way that the world can move forward.
Could you just repeat the first part that you mentioned about rich getting richer and the inequality part? Because that got cut.
Yes. Well, what I was saying is that we need to uphold and push for equality. And we need to uphold and push for a shared prosperity model, economic model as we move forward. And the old ways of, wealth and also assets being, shall I say, concentrated in a few hands at the expense of most hands, it's not going to be sustainable. We need to create a world of inclusion, a world where everybody who is part of this human family has an opportunity of bettering their life and also is brought in to play a role in shall I say, the progress of humanity. And I feel that that model would be the only way where we can be able to create a system that is sustainable rather than the old system that has been based upon, the march to progress whereby everything that is sacred has been sacrificed in the name of profits. So we need to change the paradigm.
Thank you so much for saying that, Rocky. And yes, you're completely right. We need to change the paradigm. But as young people, though we want to push for it, we still feel it is something, it's a really deep-rooted problem that exists in our society now. How do you think we can approach it and really, change that from how the world is working right now?
Well, I think we can change that from, first of all, increasing access to education, you know, increasing, should I say, I think that there need to be reformation when it comes to land rights and land ownership, because there's, in a lot of places, having access to land is, the difference between poverty and also being able to have a livelihood, So I think that land reforms need to happen. And then also the policymakers including this as a core part of their economic policy, where training and empowerment of communities, it becomes an integral part of the recovery vision that is going on around the world. There needs to be more investment in the young people in terms of giving them the right tools to play a meaningful role in the recovery. And I feel that once we spread the net that wide and include a lot more people in the way forward, then we all become stakeholders in the success story that the world is ahead towards.
Thank you so much, Rocky. And speaking of giving young people the right tools, can you please maybe sing just a little bit about your latest song, Beautiful People, just so we can inspire the...
I would like to play the video with you guys, so I would like to give you the opportunity to use the video but I'm sitting right here in a hotel in northern Ghana, and I can sing a few lines because I believe that in the long run, we have a shared destiny as part of the human family. And an action in one part of the world, impacts another part of the world. So that means that we have to now think globally and act locally. And we have to also see the importance and power that we are a network of hearts and souls and visions. So we have to draw the net wider enough to connect people, connect voices, inspire each other, because there's no problem or issue that is bigger than our will to succeed and overcome. So I think that energy alone, if we are able to nurture it around the world, it will be the greatest catalyst for change. Because there's nothing greater than a people determined to succeed. And this song, Beautiful People, is honoring everybody, honoring the beauty in all of us, honoring the beauty in nature, honoring the beauty that connects all of us as a human family, and the beauty that also connects us to nature, and the beauty too and inspiration that will be what will inspire us to move forward, so that all our problems that we're facing will actually become stepping stones towards victory. So this song is called Beautiful People. I dedicate this song to you, my beautiful people. My beautiful people, come and sing along, yeah, yeah. I dedicate this song to you, my beautiful people. Oh, beautiful people, come and sing along, yeah. There are many things we cannot hide. There are many bonds that can be undone. Just like our bond, yeah. Everything in life is a sacrifice, but I know it was worth the price, for I did it for you. I dedicate this song to you, oh beautiful people. Oh beautiful people, come and sing along, yeah. I say, here I come as a song, oh beautiful people. My beautiful people, come and sing along, yeah.
Woohoo! That
Thank
was
you very
beautiful.
much.
That's so beautiful.
Yes.
We really loved it, and it was truly inspirational, especially how you explained to us the meaning of the song in the beginning. I think I have goosebumps for sure. So thank you for that. Wow. So thank you so much, Rocky, for joining us today and really inspiring our community to, feel this change, feel the beauty around, and also, inspiring us to take action. I think this is what we needed. Youth have come together across the world to demand for action. And with your inspiration and your support, we really want to push for real transformative change in the whole of society. And I think music can be an amazing, powerful tool to do that. And we want to, as you've said many times, we want to reach this vision of living in harmony with nature. And we need help from amazing people like you to join us. And we would also like to ask everybody this Earth Hour to definitely sign the Youth Manifesto that is linked in the description below, so that you can actually help us really push our world leaders, our elected leaders, to act fairly, sustainably, and equitably now. And, join us, join Rocky and the rest of the youth to, take action. Thank you so much.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I dedicate this song to you, my beautiful people. My beautiful people, come and sing along, yeah. Here I got a song for you, my beautiful people. My beautiful people, come and sing along, yeah. There are many things we cannot hide. There are many bonds that can be undone. Just like our bond, yeah. Everything in life is a sacrifice, but I know it was worth the price, for I did it for you. Here I come with a song, oh beautiful people, oh beautiful people, come and sing along, yeah. I dedicate this song to you, my beautiful